Hey guys, welcome to another interview. I'm with Aum Patel, and if you just want to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. I'm 17 years old. I'm on Future Stars School of Cricket, and I play under 17 adult, and was on the under 15 national team.
So my first question for you is like, what inspired you to start playing cricket?
I think it was just back when I was like what 3, 4 years old. Me and my dad we just used to go to the tennis court, and he had this plastic bat and tennis balls. We just went out there, and it was just really fun just hitting it and seeing how far it went. And I think that's just what inspired me to be more competitive.
And so like, what does just like a typical training session look for you?
Uh, Typical training is just first you need to go into a training session with a good mindset. You need to know what you want to do before you go into let's say bat or bowl. So when I go into bat, I'm thinking I need to first middle the ball, time the ball, not look to overhit, and just play as it's like a normal game. So if I'm batting in the beginning of the training session, I'm thinking like it's a power play. I'm trying to time the ball and maybe hit one over the top. And just later on as it progresses, just try to be more aggressive.
And so like, what are like some challenges playing with the and like practicing in these facilities or playing with these grounds?
I think it's not mainly the ground, it's some of the pitches that we have here. If you go to, let's say, North Carolina or New York or some of the better, more developed places for cricket, you definitely see the more competition there because of the better pitches you see there. They're more challenged for the bowlers, and you see those bowlers they become better on those wickets because they're more tuned into those skills. So when we go there and we and as we've been playing on these laurel pitches and places, it hasn't necessarily built up our challenge to be able to play on those places.
Right. And so you're like saying like since the bowlers have to adapt to like a easier condition like easier batting conditions, they like get more like skill in
Right,
everything, right? and
right,
so
right. Of course.
so like how do you balance cricket with like school and other activities?
For me, education always comes first. You want to. I'm always doing all my stuff before I go and do all my training sessions. But obviously, you want to do better in both education and cricket. So, as much time I have with cricket, I always use that time to try and improve myself.
And so you mentioned playing for the U15 national team. I was just like, how's the experience like playing against other teams there?
The experience, well, it was a good experience. It was we played with some of the better sides in the nation, like California. We played against Texas. It was some of the better sides, and really made you work hard for your runs, and made you become more better on the spot because you have to adapt to those bowlers.
And like, what's a lesson that cricket has taught you throughout your career?
Just be humble. You know, cricket can take you to the highs of highs, but in a split second, it can take you down all the way to the bottom. You just have to be humble and know and keep your feet grounded.
And so like my next questions are more about like USA cricket as like so like what do you think
Mhm.
cricket in the US is like unique compared to other countries?
I think the uniqueness is that we're still developing. It's um, it's nothing that's been already pre-established, so we're still working ourselves into okay, how how do we get from one place to another, or just youth cricket and even in the national side as well. It's still challenging to other teams, but like I said again, it's still a developing team.
And like, how would you? I know we like briefly touched this topic. Like, how would you describe like competition here in youth cricket just around the country?
Around the country, I'd say it's the competition's really high, especially if you see in the recently announced under 19 team squad. Um, all of those guys are really competitive. They're really looking to push their game forward. And you're competing against those guys first spot on the national team. So it's yeah, the competition's always really high here.
Uh, And so like now like MLC becoming popular around the country, and then the World Cup being a success for the USA, making Super Eights and qualifying for next World Cup. Like how does the like